What up, ref leaders? Welcome back to my channel. This is where we are. We are on David Rose Street in Houston. So David Rose Street starts in South Ramville Gardens, and that's where the bank is. So last time I did a video on David Rose Street, you were passing that new bank, and I came all the way down from that bank, the intersection. That's the junction, right? A junction, we used to call that intersection where the bank is, the junction in South Ramville Gardens. Come all the way down David Rose Street to show you this neck of the woods. It's running parallel. David Rose Street is running parallel to Heroes Highway, and I've actually shown you this street before when we looked at the Houston complex, but I want to come back here again and see how far they've gotten with the Houston complex and this development. Now, when I came close to this, I thought they were building a wall, but it seems as if they're actually building a gutter. So this is some land development. That's a gutter. At least seems that way here. This is some land development that's taking place here in Houston. This is another warehouse. So this is going to be like the warehouse district. Across the street, there is that warehouse. Don't know what they do over there, but it seems as if there's earth moving equipment in the compound. That's Gene Equip. That's another warehouse where we're renting earth moving equipment. And down the way, that's a third warehouse. I think they're storing beverages over there. Just want to give you a reference. Now, when we look at this Gene Equip warehouse from Heroes Highway, it just looks like a large, low building. But now as you get close to it, you can see what they do here is they rent this kind of equipment, earth moving equipment, right? They have tractors, Komatsu, Japanese branded equipment, and so on. So this is where we are, David Rose Street, and further down the way we've seen there are other warehouses being built. What I wanted to show you, however, is the development that's happening parallel to what's happening on Heroes Highway and what's happening out of sight of the highway. So on Heroes Highway, we've seen that they're building a new Sheraton branded hotel, 4 Points Hotel and Resort, and Sheriff Mall, and the headquarters for Guyana Water Incorporated. What you don't see from Heroes Highway, East Coast Bypass Road, is the development that's happening here on David Rose Street and in Houston further west, that is closer to East Bank Public Road. So this is what is happening here. This is still vacant land. However, there's some development that's coming here. Now, I've actually shown you in previous videos what's being built at the Houston complex. But in addition to the Houston complex, this is somebody's putting up another warehouse building, huge warehouse building. This is new. You know, the last time I was here a couple of weeks ago, this wasn't here. We hadn't started building this yet, hadn't come out of the ground. So since then, apparently they've built a foundation and now they're putting up a frame. You can actually see this from the Heroes Highway, but it wasn't here actually. Morning. It wasn't here the last time we were here. So this has been built in the last 2 weeks. They've put up a huge frame and they seem to have already built the foundation for what seems to be another warehouse type building. And as time goes by, we'll be able to see exactly what this turns into. But for now, what you can see is a steel frame that's going up and a lot of steel wire being stored. So remember where we are. We're on David Rose Street in Houston. And at this intersection that's coming up, it changes from Houston to Rome. The name of the village changes from Houston to Rome. And I guess it's still, you can still call it Houston, the larger area in general. You can see over there, that's what they're building, is another warehouse. And this vacant land is also probably going to become some warehouse. Now here it is. Here's a map of the area. It shows land for lease, and it shows you a QR code. They say scan this QR code for aerial footage. So those of you who can actually see this will be able to scan this QR code. Let's say you're playing this on your television, you can scan it with your phone and you'll be able to see an aerial view of this area. So what they're showing here is the blue road, the blue line actually takes you to MacDoom. That's the road ahead of us. Right, that line takes you to the East Bank Public Road, which MacDoom. And they're showing you that this Schlumberger, Guyana is out there in Houston. They're showing you Roxanne Burnham Gardens. And they're showing you that all this land is for lease. And if you wanted to lease land, you can contact Hans at guybisco.com or marketing at guybisco.com, and there are some phone numbers there. So this is if you want to lease land in this area. This land is actually being developed now so that you can build on it, and this is actually a commercial area. So they're putting in drains, and I guess building up the land, because there's a lot of land in this area used to be plantation land, some of it's swampland. So that's an idea, that's some information about, for those of you who are asking, where I can build a hotel. People ask me, where should I build a hotel? Turns out that land in this area is leased for those of you who want to build a hotel or a housing development complex. This is the road we just saw. This one goes all the way to MacDoom. We've actually walked along this road in the past, so we've actually done a tour of this road, and we've gone all the way to MacDoom. We just saw they're building these warehouses quickly, right? And in fact, the next intersection over there, that's east of where we are, that is Heroes Highway. Just gonna take you down the next block here. Morning. And this is a canal. This canal actually goes all the way to MacDoom as well. Right, this canal goes all the way to MacDoom. West. And over here, they're developing the land again for lease, and I guess for construction. I don't know who's building what over here, but in the last 2 weeks they started putting up, this seems to be more kind of a, what is this? I think this is also, they're putting in the drains over here. So I don't know if this land is already leased, but it's being developed. The sort of place you'd probably put a housing complex or a commercial complex at. Remember, we're in Houston, now just crossed over into Rome. This is another warehouse. This one you can see from